stop leaving the light on. If you're the last person to leave, turn it off. I can't see anything. It would help if the porch light was on.
And here's a perfect summary of why men aren't interested in marriage anymore. I think it has a lot to do with the constant BS men have to put up with on a daily basis.
You may have dumped me, but look at me now, and you can't ever have it again. Tony, what do you think of that?
Well, I broke up with her because all I did was give 100% for nothing in return.
Tony, do you have any regrets seeing that she looks so great today?
She looks the same as when I left her.
Think about this. The divorce rates, approximately 50% divorce rates in the USA, and 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. So who really tends to give up the most? By the numbers,
How dare you?
it's women.
A woman who makes the decision to leave her husband should not be entitled to anything. The rise in divorce rates and women initiating the majority of divorces is one of the principal reasons why men are avoiding getting married in the first place. Imagine being with someone for 2 months only for them to divorce you and leave you broke with everything you've worked for in your life. Your car, home, land, and your savings. For what? Relationships need a revamp.
Reason why young men especially are hesitant to get married is because for a lot of men, they don't see any benefit from it. You're just putting yourself at a disadvantage. If someday she could say, you know what, I'm not really feeling this anymore. I'm going to divorce you, but you're still going to be responsible for paying for me for the rest of your life.
Like I said, I'm pro prenup, and alimony is not gendered. It's literally a formula in most states. And so in a situation, I do think if a man wants to get married, you should think about this. You should think about this possibility. But I don't think that it's fair that a woman who has given up so much in order to be a homemaker shouldn't have any shouldn't have anything. She should just be left on the street.
By giving up so much, she means the time she spent not being promiscuous to be with you and attracting another potential victim. The narcissism is crazy. They are always the prize, and they are gracing us by allowing us to be with them LOL. The more I see and hear about men not wanting to date Western women, the happier I feel. The tables are slowly starting to turn.
Okay, wait, I'm so pissed off. I just got home from a date. The guy walked out literally 10 minutes into our date. If you're a straight man, I need your opinion on this desperately because I think I'm right and clearly he thinks that he's right. So we matched on Hinge and I have really good photos of myself on Hinge. A few of them are AI generated. They look exactly like me. While we were out on our coffee/walking date, within the first 15 minutes, he asked me where one of my photos was taken. I'm not a liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left. That seems so dramatic to me. And also everyone is using AI generated photos. If they look like you, who cares? The ones I use with Dream Month look exactly like me. They're not like the crappy ChatGPT ones. So what is the difference? Who cares? I don't know. If you're a straight man, let me know. What do you think?
The truth is that it doesn't look exactly like you. So most straight men will consider this as false advertising. And they just don't like it. It's like giving your hopes up right here and then you just drop down to here once you actually meet the girl. And on top of that, even though you're being honest at that point, you weren't really being honest in the profile. So that level of dishonesty in itself is unattractive. What I think is kudos to him because he was being open and honest. He ended the date when he knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. And I think that's what dating should be. You shouldn't be wasting each other's time.
For some reason, that seems to work. If you were to ask if you were to ask an attorney, what is the single biggest financial agreement me as a man am going to get into in my entire life? Marriage. Is it my house or my car? It is your marriage.
Yep.
And yet you are far more informed on the financial details of your car and your house than you are in your marriage. In your marriage, you will get married with no education, no prenup, no nothing. And I recommend people go speak to a divorce attorney before they get married so that it helps them stay married. I also think this is going to be really
Well,
controversial.
most people get married broke though, so it does
sure.
like a prenup ain't.
Yeah,
gonna
for
do it.
a lot of people do, yeah.
Facts. The single most important financial decision you will ever make is to get married. The worst thing, as a result of this, is to get married to someone who uses you for money. For men in the US, and I believe much of the entire world, getting married is the worst investment you'll ever make and the biggest gamble you'll ever take.
Yeah. Here's another thing. I will say this. I think prenups will help marriages stay together in a lot of cases. Very similar to how you'll see in neighborhoods where people have fences and there's like dual gun ownership, that you have the lowest level of crime because people like, no one's going to rob us. It's like we have boundaries. I think when people have boundaries, like they understand the boundaries of the world. You have boundaries. Your wife doesn't cheat on you. You don't cheat on your wife. That is a boundary. No matter what people say, you have boundaries in your relationship.
Oh, we for sure
Right.
do.
If your wife's like, hey, I just want to let you know, assalamu alaikum, I've converted to Islam. Yeah. This is a problem, honey.
Yeah.
We got to deal with this. That's a boundary.
Yeah.
Having those boundaries helps a relationship. Having it like where there is no incentive for someone to break out of the relationship through a prenup, the prenup should de-incentivize both parties from divorcing. Or the prenup should de-incentivize both parties from cheating. If you do that, I think that can actually help the situation. And so that's where there's a problem. It's like men are now getting married at 30 and they're getting married to women who don't really want them, who are like settling. Sheryl Sandberg, she had the quote is like, hey, when you're young, date them all, date the hot guy and the fun guy. But when you're older, date the guy who thinks that taking out the trash is sexy or whatever. And it's like, bro, I'm supposed to wait while you run through all these dudes. And then when I'm 30, I'm going to settle down with you after you've been through all these, after you've rocked the bartender. I'm like, I'm not going to wait. That's crazy.
Prenups are the real deal. They help develop clear expectations and keep everyone accountable. If you have a woman who doesn't want a prenup or shies away from it, consider it a huge red flag. It's important to have boundaries in relationships.
So there's a 56% divorce rate, and 80% of divorces are initiated by women. So
80%?
80%. So when 70 to 80%. Whenever I talk to women about this, they're obvious next reaction is, well, of course, because it's the men's fault. The men do this, the men do that, the men do whatever. And I'm like, okay, what if we ran an experiment where we controlled for men? So a way to do that would be to look at same-sex couples, gay men and lesbian women. What is their divorce rate? So what should happen is, if it's men's fault, is that homosexual men should get divorced at a higher rate than lesbian women. And the opposite is true. Lesbians get divorced at twice the rate that homosexual men do. So when women don't even have men to blame, they are leaving marriages faster than men are. That shows that there is an issue. Where does that issue come from? I personally believe it is stimulus, that it comes from the incredible amount of options that women believe they have from social media and from dating apps.
Do you think that, my opinion would be, women are more emotional than men?
Sure.
And when you're emotional, you make emotional decisions?
Yes. You also make things up. You also like you looked over at a car and there was a girl standing by it, and your wife's like, why are you looking at that girl? And you're like, I wasn't. It's like, why are you lying to me? I was like, I'm not lying to you. I wasn't even looking at her. That kind of thing where it's just made up, that may be more prevalent in lesbian relationships than in homosexual relationships, which is part of the reason why. That's just a theory why that's happened. I've definitely been in relationships before where a woman feels something and now she starts attributing
My theory would
motivation
be
to
just
me.
emotions. Like, I just think
for sure
you just make spur of the moment decisions when you're emotional.
Right, but what you wouldn't see though then is a decline in marriage and then a 56% divorce rate if that was something that the problem is, there's issues that always happen, but then when social media came out, these issues got exacerbated, and the exacerbation is because of the social media.
Marriage is like an unreliable parachute. There's no way you're jumping out of a plane with one. If you're reasonably successful as a man, there's zero reason to get married, but a whole lot of downsides if it goes wrong. I think more men understand this now.
The study that I meant to bring up to you before is the GSS does this study where they looked at the average number of sexual partners for women that cheated in a relationship and the average number of sexual partners for women that did not cheat, so before marriage. So they did this survey, and I would have a group of 10 girls there, and I would say, do you think that body count matters as far as cheating in a relationship? And of course, all the women are going to say no. Of course it doesn't matter. I can sleep with 50 guys before I'm married. I would never cheat on my husband. And I'm like, so if I did a survey with 7,000 women, what I should find is the women who cheated should have the same previous number of sexual partners is the women who don't cheat, right? Is that what I should find?
Yeah.
And if it was 10% more, that would be
A little variance.
a little
Yeah.
variance. If it was 50% more, that would be pretty significant.
Yeah.
It is 230% more. The women who cheat in relationships have had 230% more sexual partners than women who didn't. That is statistically significant and incredibly offensive, Ryan.
Yeah.
If you think about that, if you explain that concept to women, that is horribly offensive. What do you mean? There's actual data that shows that you can't turn into a housewife. Actual data that shows that. That's horribly offensive. You shouldn't be posting that stuff, Michael. Who hurt you? You're promoting incel culture and hatred towards women. No, I'm not. What I'm doing is telling women that I'm close to maybe having a massive body count before you get married is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Men have grown up seeing what marriage has done to the previous generations of men, and many young men have vowed not to participate. Women are disillusioning young men before they even started dating. I believe it's also about the narrative. Those are the daughters and granddaughters of the first generation of women in the 70s, 80s, and 90s who managed to divorce their husbands and remarry within 5 years. Women of this generation believe they can replicate this. They can't. Men are not getting remarried.
No, but I'll talk to women who've been with 50 guys, literally were in a marriage, telling me this wasn't true, and they cheated on their husband at the same time.
Oh,
but
well,
they think like they're.
Well, yeah. I mean, people are delusional. That's just, you know.
Sadia
that's
Khan,
life.
she has this one clip that went viral, which basically she was talking to Lewis Howell, and she says, "I believe that women cheat more than men, but women don't admit that it's cheating." They're like, when a woman cheats, it's like, no, he wasn't validating me, so it's not cheating.
That part has gone up because of discontent of thinking like this is what the ideal life is. I see this guy or this girl and, you know, everything looks perfect on social media and my life's not like, so it's social media has made comparing, you know, this thing that now is causing more, dissatisfaction with your life when it's just.
In general, there's more dissatisfaction. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Because we don't have gratitude because we don't live in a survival scenario anymore. You have gratitude because I saw your sales team is right next to your office. I do the same thing. One of my sales guys lives with me. Right?
Yep.
My next door neighbor, 2 more sales guys live over there.
Yep.
I'm so grateful that I'm changing their lives too. And I'm so grateful when guys come back to me and like, hey man, you changed my life. You've really helped me a lot. There's a lot of people in our situations that would be like, all of my needs are cared for and I'm just dissatisfied with life. You'll see that, like a great example would be the Charlie Sheen situation. Highest paid actor on television. Everyone thinks you're good looking. Everyone thinks you're funny. And you're literally playing yourself on TV. Like, think about the amazing validation you get from that, where you win awards and you're getting paid more than everyone else. So what do? Do you show gratitude or no? Do you go have unprotected sex with stars and smoke crack until you get AIDS? That's what he actually did. That's a complete and total lack of gratitude for your situation.
He's right. Social media has increased the tendency of people to compare their lives with others. This is especially true for women. Here's an actual positive thing about social media. Before Facebook, even before MySpace, girls would walk up to the bar and just announce loudly, "Who's going to buy me a drink?" Now they have an app for that. Bars got quieter, in that less screeching sort of way quickly. Massive improvement. Thanks for watching The Circle of Kings. As always, we're looking forward to your support, so please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything all kings like yourself need to know.